welcome. How are you? Welcome back, dear Bano. I am good. How about you? Hi, dear Steffi. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Steffi. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Anaya. Here is your good name. How are you? Thank you so much for your concern, but I am all good, dear. Banu, I am good. Thank you so much for your concern, dear. Hi, welcome. Alicia. Welcome back, Alicia. Here is your good name. How are you? Can you guys hear me? Hi, dear Sanak. Here is yours. Let me check if the voice is properly. Oh, yeah. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Sky and Brooke. Why not, dear Sky? Here is yours. Thank you so much for your love and support, dear. Here is your good name. How are you? Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Lots of love. Let's see who is next. Hello, dear Minson. Here is yours. How are you? Okay, yeah. My name is Ishahan. Hi, dear Sita. Here is yours. How are you? Welcome back, everyone. How are you doing? Where is my board? Hi, welcome, dear Brittany. What is your good name? Hi, dear Amira. Here is yours. Oh, Nightboard is back. Hello, dear Rahma. Here is yours. How are you? Thank you so much. Hi, dear Sophia. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Summer. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rosie. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Tilly. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Aisha. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Suba. Here is yours. Welcome back. Hey, dear Aditya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Clara. Here is yours. Hi, dear Khadija. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Simi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Enos. Enes. Enos. Here is yours. Hi, dear John B. Here is your good name. How are you? BMW. Hi, dear Albert. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Annie. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hey, dear Azharil. Here is yours. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you for the love and support. Hi, dear Nadia. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Muhammad. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Phila. Here is yours. Hello, dear J.U. Here is your good name. Summer is done here. Okay, here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Adnan. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey, dear Sally. Here is yours. Hello, dear Pragya. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Aurora. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Sunny. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Amy. Here is yours. Hello, dear Liana. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Unaima. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Thuban. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Anira. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Harun. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Jaya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Isha. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Luna. Here is yours. Hi, dear Johan. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Sam. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sia. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Hanina. Here is yours. Hello, thank you so much, dear. Hi, dear Dheeraj. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Adeline. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Right. Hi, dear Sayana. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Angelica. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Right. Hi, dear Razay. Here is yours. Hi, dear Eva. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Luna, here is yours. Lots of love. Hi, dear you, here is yours. Hello, dear Eve, here is yours. If you panic in advance. Hi, dear Vin, here is yours. Hello, dear Sally, here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Eliza, here is yours. How are you? Hey dear Ira, here is yours. Hello dear Neely, here is your good name. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Right. Hi dear Lucia, here is yours. Hey dear, what is your name? Ahmad, here is your beautiful name. Gilan. Hey dear Galen, here is yours. Hi dear Nadia, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear Hansa, here is yours. Hi dear Sirat, how are you? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi dear, what is your good name? Huh? Benny, here is yours. Hi, dear Neelax, here is yours. Hi, dear Zoya, here is your good name. Hi, dear Mira, here is yours. Hello, dear Akash, here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Hello, dear Lakshya, here is yours. Hi, dear Monica, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Let's see who is next. Hey, dear Sarahi, here is yours. Hi, dear Humat, here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Rahel, here is yours. I am good, Mozam Bhai. How about you? Hi, dear Mosam. Hi, how are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Isma. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Zara. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. What is a good name, dear? Hi, dear Aparna. Here is yours. Hello, dear Shahad. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Musa. Here is yours. Hello, dear Zoha. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Alia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Salish. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Noor. Here is yours. Hi, dear Lauren. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Sammy. Welcome back. How are you? Hello, dear Hiba. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Samira. Here is yours. Welcome back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Monty. Here is a good name. Hi, dear Bushra. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sabur. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Ada, here is yours. Hey, dear Nona, how are you? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, dear Rebecca, here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Hermit, here is your beautiful name. What a unique name you have, dear. Hey, dear Jules, here is yours. Hi, dear Adia, here is your good name. Adia, here is yours. Hi, dear Rita, here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Kankana, here is yours. Kankana, what a unique name you have, dear. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens and there is a subscribe button waiting there. Waiting for your favorite press. Hi, dear Rani. Here is yours. Hello, dear Manvi. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Isha. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Shahid. Here is your beautiful name. Oh, you're most welcome. Hey, dear Gia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Alessia. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Sky. Here is yours. Sami Khan. Hello, dear Sami Khan. Here is yours. Hurmat. Okay, dear. Guys, don't stop double tapping. Hi, dear Hurmat. What a unique name you have. Here is yours. Wants a screenshot? Go for it now. You can watch my live later too. Don't forget to double tap on your screens. Hi, Ronaldo. Welcome back. Hello, dear Ryan. Here is yours. How are you? Ronaldo for you. How are you? Hello, dear Rita. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Linda. Here is yours. Have a good day. Hey, dear Sarah. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Finlay. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aima. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear. Happy birthday, dear Ahmad. Here is yours. Happy birthday to you. Hi, dear Ashley. Here is yours. Hey, dear Tyler. Here is your good name. How are you? Name is done at 15 minutes. Hi, dear Melissa. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Alia. Here is yours. Another Alia. Welcome, dear. Hi, dear Zavia. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Mariam. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Anakin. Here is yours. What a unique name you have. Hi, dear Alima. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Annie. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anjana. Here is your good name. Anjana or Anja? Ajna. Hey dear Ajna, here is yours. Hi dear Farhan, here is a good name. How are you? Hello dear Tian, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey dear Neva, here is yours. Hi dear Malia, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear, no I'm not. Danish, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Hansa, here is your beautiful name. Hello dear Tanya, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Ritika, Ritika, here is yours. Hello dear Keenan, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Rimanshu, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Samara. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Hi, dear Barira. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sevdap. Sevdap. Oh, what a unique name you have. Here is yours. Hey, dear Archie. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear. Kian wants a screenshot. Okay. Kian, here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, Kinan is taking screenshots, so please just wait for a minute. Mid to mid century, what was the comment? Let me check. That was in his mid century days. Welcome back. How are you? Don't stop double tapping. Hey dear TATUM, here is yours. Hi dear Mohit, here is your good name. Hey dear Bunny, here is yours. Wow, what a cool name you have. Hi dear Celine, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi dear Aparna, welcome back. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Anissa. Here is yours. Hi, dear Avantika. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Oh, welcome back. CR7. How are you? After so many days, brother, where were you? It is a good name. Hi, dear Faizan. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Nahel. Here is yours. Hi, dear Nasibat. Here is yours. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Munisa. Here is yours. How are you? Han. HAM. Here is yours. Hey, dear Case. Oh, that was soon, dear. Hey, dear Casey. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aya. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Hadley. How are you? Hi, dear Ashley. Here is yours. Hey, dear Angel. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Samuel. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Viral. Here is yours. Hi dear Hadley, here is a good name. How are you? Hello dear Harvish, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Sadhna, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Ida, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Ishal, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Acheran, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear buddy, it is a good name. Hi dear Hamza, here is your beautiful name. Hello dear Rita, here is yours. Hi dear Ace, here is here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Rayani, here is your good name. Get well soon. E-signature, yes dear. Let me drink some water. Hello, dear Sabah. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ellie. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear. Get well soon. Hi, dear Zainab. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sophia. Here is a good name. How are you? Hi, dear Jenny. Here is yours. Hello, dear Eva. Here is a good name. Hey, dear hat. Yes, dear. E-signatures, e-signatures. What are you saying? Tell me. Hi, dear Violet. Here is yours. Hey, dear Vero. Here is a good name. Amira. Amira, what are you saying, dear? Me, please. Hi. Hey, dear Lydia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Harun. Here is your good name. How are you? Let's see who is next. Lily. Hi, dear Lily. Here is yours. Hey, dear Yashasvi. 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 What a unique name you have. Hi, dear Flame. Flame, and what was the second name? Flame Wall. Alaikum Salam, Hazir Bhai. How are you? Hi, dear Hazik. Here is yours. How are you? After a century. कितने दिनों बाद आए हो भाई हाजिक? Hi, dear Raj. Here is yours. Hello, dear Vanilla. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Pranav. Here is yours. Okay, wait. Hi, Victoria. Welcome. Just give me 1 second, guys. Hello, dear Victoria. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Palak. Here is yours. Hi, dear Alice. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Quincy. Here is yours. How are you? Lipika. Hey, dear Lipika. Here is yours. Hello, dear Farhan. Farhan, here is yours. Hey dear Safwan, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear Tree, here is yours. Hi dear Mano, here is your beautiful name. Hey dear Walaikum Assalam, Sukadi. Welcome back. How are you? Oh, what is your name? Harvesh. Harvesh, your name was done, bro. But if you want a screenshot of your name, it is yours again. Your name was done before. I think you missed it. But it's okay. Here is yours, dear Harvesh. Don't be sad. Hi, dear Upshir. How are you? Here is yours, Upshir. Hi, dear Erica. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Kinley. Here is yours. Hi, dear Manza. Here is your beautiful name, Manza. Hi, dear Lucia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Adiba. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Jason. Here is yours. Hello, dear Colin. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Just Noor. Hi, dear Just Noor. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Meher. Here is yours. Hey, dear Emma. Here is your good name. Thank you for subscribing. I am good, Safu. How about you? Hello, dear Safu. Here is yours. Hi, dear Aya. Here is yours. Dear, I can't be able to read the paragraphs. So keep it short, please. Don't mind, Zoe. Oh, hi, dear Zoe. Here is your beautiful name. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Dawood. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ash. Here is yours. Oh, cool name, Ash. Hi, dear. I saw your Q&A video. Oh, sounds great. Thank you. Hi, dear Nastia. Here is your. What is your mesu? Mesu. Here is yours. Hello, dear Erfa. How are you? Here is your. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hello, dear Hira. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Pihu. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Jubad. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Sad. Here is yours. Hey, dear Hadi. Here is yours. Hi, dear Musa. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, dear Jubad. Here is yours. Hey, dear Tariq. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Hunter. Here is yours. Hello, dear Noman. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? You are from Pakistan. Oh, good to hear. Hey, dear Noman. Here is yours. Hi, dear Muhammad. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? AD. Hello, dear Rose. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ray. Here is yours. Yeah, one and only. Hi, dear Tiana. Here is yours. This is my only channel, guys. I don't have any other channels. Hi, dear Armani. Here is yours. Hi, dear Sapna. Here is your beautiful name. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Let's see who is next. Hi, dear Honey. Here is yours. Did you say something? Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kashif. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Jocelyn. Jocelyn. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hi, dear Jishan. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Iman. Here is yours. Hi, dear Nimra. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? You're welcome. Thank you so much, dear. Hey, dear Helena. Helenica. Oh, let me check the spelling. What is your name? Hele. Okay, Helenka. Here is yours. You're from Brazil. So good to have you here. Hi, dear Faizan. Here is yours. Hello, dear Usman. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Arush. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Gabby. Here is yours. Hi, dear Isra. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Charlie. Here is yours. Hello, Kitty. Why not? Hello, Kitty. How are you? Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see who is next. Clara. Hi, Clara. Welcome. Kankana, dear. Your name is Dan. Please don't spam. Don't spam, dear Kankana. This is for you. Let's see who is next. Oh my god. Hi dear, good evening. Have your coffee or tea in Sohan Singh. I am Sohan Singh. I am waiting for your beautiful and cute voice. Welcome back, Sohan Singh ji. Thank you so much for your incredibly kind words. Sohan Singh ji. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining again. Here is yours. Thank you. Hi, dear Ale. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Eva. Another Eva. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mariam. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Pihu. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nora. Nora, here is yours. Hi, dear sweetie. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? You're most welcome. Dear Kalal. Hi, dear Hasib. Here is yours. Hi, dear Kalaji. Where is Daya? Hey, dear Tamara. Here is yours. Hello, dear Nisreen. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Kunal. Here is yours. Hello, dear Pamela. Here is yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, dear Aisha. Here is yours. Hi, Daya is in Ahmedabad. मम्मी जी के यहाँ गई है क्या वो? Hi, dear Anushka. Here is your and where is Babita ji? Hi, dear Sydney. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Reho. Here is yours. How are you? Thank you so much. Let's see who's next. Match. Welcome back. Here is yours. Babita is in my heart. Oh man. And where is Ayyar? Thank you so much, Rita, for subscribing. Lots of love. Hi, dear Jenny. Here is yours. Hi, dear Iman. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Vanessa. Here is yours. Muslim Bhai, did you say something to me? Hey, dear D. Are you talking about with Masiji? About no, it's your conversation. I am not into it. Thank you. Hi, dear Dua. Here is yours. Hi, dear Tranto. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Sanvi. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sarah. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Array. Here is yours. Hello, dear Srija. Okay, dear Srija, you want a screenshot? Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Zaina, welcome back, dear. Uh, which is your favorite IPL team and player, and which is your? I don't watch cricket or any type of sports. You're most welcome, Zaina. Here is yours. Hi, dear Asela. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Suhani. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Ishwarya. Here is your beautiful name. Ishwarya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Navya. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Nadiha. Here is yours. Hello, dear Eddie. Here is your good name. How are you? Hey, dear Ishna. Here is yours. Let's see who's gonna be the 100 liker, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Aleph. Hi, dear Aleph. Here is yours. Hi, dear Shreya. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Oh my god, get well soon, dear. Hey, dear Char. Here is yours. Hi, dear Raya. Here is yours. Hello, dear Riti. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Huria. Here is yours. ये अच्छी बात है ये मोजिन भाई है ना. Hi, dear Alex. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Eric. Here is yours. How's it भाई चले गए हैं क्या? Hi, dear Zarina. Here is your good name. Hey, dear Arohi. Here is yours. How's it bye? Are you there? Hi, dear Claudia. Here is yours. Hello, dear Eamon. How are you? Thank you so much for joining, dear. Hi, dear Trinity. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Alphan. Here is your beautiful name. Thanks for replying to my question. Okay, thank you so much. But please don't use too much emojis because it's affecting the watch time. फिर तो आप dear Masi G, hey dear Furry, here is yours. Hi dear Tina, here is your good name. अभी मुझे कमेंट किया है तो मेरा रिप्लाई क्यों नहीं करे म्यूट है शायद है ना. Hi dear Nabiyat, here is yours. How are you? Hey dear Mahmoud, here is your good name. Hello dear Botchkan, welcome back. How are you? Hi, dear Himanshi. Here is yours. How are you? Hi, dear Sadik. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Olivia. Here is yours. Rennie. Rennie, your name is done, dear. Your name was done twice. Hi, dear Olivia. Here is yours. And get well soon. Hi, dear Laura. Here is your. Yeah, I can. Hi, dear Tahim. Here is yours. Hello, dear Rishabh. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? And Punjabi too. Hi, dear Jasmine. Here is yours. How are you? Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. And let's see who is next. Hi, dear Eric. आप इससे कहो कि मैं अभी क्या Hi, dear Zoe. Here is yours. Oh, अच्छा अब मुझे समझ आई आपकी बात की. Hi, dear Kimberly. Here is yours. Hey, dear Sawa. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Frajwal. Here is yours. Hi, dear Eve. Here is yours. Hello, dear Eliza. Here is a good name. How are you? Hey, dear Mia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hazel. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Ayush. Here is yours. Hi, dear Hazelstone Dosia. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Sonia. Here is your beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Arthur. Here is yours. How are you? थी लगा दिया है आपने. देख लें आप अब. Seminar. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, Allahu Akbar. Hi, dear Grace. Here is your. Literally मुझे आपका मोजिम भाई क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई. Hi, dear Isa. Here is okay. Let me focus. Hi, dear Loving. Here is yours. Hello, dear Kinga. Here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Miyu. Miyu. Here is yours. Hi, dear Charlene. Here is yours. Hi, dear Oleg. Here is yours. Oh, thank you so much, Singri. Hi, dear Sarah. Here is yours. Hello, dear Sumi. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Isa. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Dora. Here is yours. Hello, dear Amina. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Merha. Here is your शिवदा जी. आपने कम्युनिटी पोस्ट नहीं देखा ना जो मोजिम भाई ने पोस्ट किया है आज. Thank you. My name is Polish. You're most welcome. Yogesh. Hi, dear Yogesh. Here is yours. Hey, dear Isha. Here is your good name. जी जी करें यूसुफ भाई. Hello, dear Suhani. Here is yours. How are you? आपका तो कोई आया ही नहीं अभी तक मुझे दोबारा comment. Hi, dear Reham. Here is yours. Hello, dear Hadiya. Here is your good good name. Just give me 1 minute, guys. So sorry for this, guys. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. Hey, dear Aki, here is yours. Hi, dear Vilam, here is yours. Oh God, what is going on? ये ज़्यादा पी लिया लगता है मैंने. Hi dear Bob, here is yours. नहीं भाई साहू. Hi dear Nancy, here is your good name. Hi dear Viad, okay. Here is yours. Hello dear GUI, here is yours. Hi dear Isa, here is your good name. Hi dear Astra, here is yours. Hello dear Fatima, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Shriyansh. Here is yours. Is it visible? Oh yeah. Hi dear Rabab. Rabab, here is yours. Hello dear May. Here is yours. Hi dear Sandina. Here is your good name. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. अरे वाह, सच में मोजिम भाई, क्या अच्छा कमेंट किया आपने. Hi dear Sarah, here is yours. Hello dear Diana, here is your good name. Hi dear Sarah, another Sarah, welcome. Hi dear Nancy, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Yuri, here is yours. Hello dear Seba, here is your good name. Hi dear Eva, here another Eva. Eva is a lucky charm for this stream. Here is yours. Hi dear Madhvi, here is your good name. जी जी बोलिए सकू भाई बोलिए. Hi dear Henry, here is yours. Hey dear Mila, here is your good name. What are you asking about? I think I just missed your comment again. So sorry. Mention me. Hi dear Hannah, here is yours. एक मिनट में भी एक आईडी से हाय का कमेंट करूंगी ना मॉडरेटर वाली आईडी से, उसको मेंशन करके करना अगर आपने मुझे कुछ बोला है तो. मोहसिन भाई सिब्दा जी आप भी ठीक है, ताकि मुझे कमेंट मिल जाए. Hey dear Elena, hey ये नाइट बोर्ड ने जैसे मेंशन किया है सेम ऐसे. Here is yours. Hi dear Sonia, here is your good name. Hey dear Hiba, here is yours. Hello dear Shuram, here is your good name. How are you? Die. Here is yours. Hello dear Isha, here is your good name. मेंशन करके बोलो भाई. सबू भाई मैं आपको कह रही हूँ मेंशन करके बोलो. अभी मैंने जिस मॉडरेटर वाली आईडी से किया है ना मैसेज, वो वाली आईडी से उसको मेंशन करके बोलो ताकि मुझे पता चले आपने क्या कमेंट किया है. मतलब आप मुझे भी कुछ बोल रहे हो भाई अगर तो. Hey dear Cindy, here is yours. Hey dear Giger, here is your good name. Hi dear Maggie, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear us, here is yours. Hello dear Lenora, here is your good name. Hi dear Alexandra, how are you? RA मेंशन करके बोलो यार भाई. क्यों नहीं सुनते हो? मुझे नहीं पता चल रहा आपके कमेंट्स का. Hi dear Lisa, here is yours. You most welcome dear जल्दी. Hey dear Reed, मैं देखो रेंट लिख रही हूँ, क्या कर रही हूँ अब. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Meow में आ गया. Welcome back Darshu. How are you? Here is yours. Thank you so much for joining. Hey dear Adra, here is yours. Hello dear Wajiha, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Yahweh, here is yours. Hello, dear Nara, here is your good name. Hello, dear Harsh, here is yours. Hi, dear Jaden, here is your good name. Hey, dear Himanshu, how are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Sahil, here is your good name. Hey, dear Andrew, here is yours. Stream is lagging. Whoa, I have a little number. Oh, welcome back. How are you? Here is yours. Yes, you are back. Here is yours. Hi, dear bunny. Another bunny. Here is yours. Hey, dear Eva. Here is your good name. Ah, yeah. Thank you so much for joining. Hey dear हीरा, here is your सैफू भाई मैंने आपको ही बोला है ना आप मुझे मेंशन करके बोलें ताकि मुझे आपका कमेंट नज़र आए ना भाई ऐसे मुझे नहीं मिलता तो फिर मैं रिप्लाई नहीं कर पा रही Hi dear Evelyn, here is yours. Hey dear Zara, here is your good name. Okay, let's focus on writing. Hi dear Pooja, here is yours. Hello dear Maya, here is your good name. Hello dear Pragya, how are you? Here is yours. Hi dear Shivangi, here is your good name. How are you? Hello, dear Elena. Here is yours. Hi, dear Anjali. Thank you for subscribing. God bless you. Hey, dear Tony. Here is yours. Hi. Hello, dear Ring. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Thank you so much. Hello, hi. Hey. Here is yours. Hi, dear Priyanka. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Isabella. Here is yours. Hi, dear. Hello, hi, dear Tina. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Paula. Here is yours. जैसे उन्होंने मेंशन किया ना भाई इस तरह करो ताकि मुझे आपके कमेंट हाईलाइटेड दिखें हाईलाइटेड highlighted दिखें Hi dear Rufus, here is yours. Hello dear Sabit, here is your good name. Hi dear Hamza, here is yours. How are you? Hello Gamer. Gamer is your name? Really is your name Loki? Hi dear Jax, here is yours. Hey dear Aisha, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello, guys, double tap on your screens. Hi dear Tanvi, here is yours. Hello dear Noor, here is yours. Hi dear Tayung for you, dear. Guys, double tap on your screens and don't forget to press the subscribe button on the right corner of your screens. Oh, you're most welcome. Aditi, Muslim bhai, are you there? Hi, dear. अरे अरे ये क्या लिख रही हूँ अदिति लिखना है मैंने Hi dear Aditi, here is yours. Hi dear, do it. Huh? Hey dear lads, here is yours. Jax, here is your good name. Hi dear Anshu, here is yours. Hey dear Astra, here is your good name. Hi dear Josie. Oh hi Adiba, welcome back. Sophie, welcome back. How are you? Adiba, welcome back dear cutie pie. How are you? क्यों आने का वेट करें आपके? अभी तक नहीं आया है भाई क्यों? Hey dear Sophie, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Adam, here is your good name. Hi dear Yusra, here is yours. Thank you so much, Sohan Singh ji. Hi dear Diljit, here is yours. Hi dear Avantika. Hi dear Ayara, here is yours. How are you? हैं? अरे क्या मेरी आवाज ही नहीं आ रही है भाई? Oh no shit. ओ आ तो रही है दीपा, मुझे ट्राई दिया है। मुझे लगा पता नहीं शायद मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही, कोई ग्लिच आ गया है फिर से। आ रही है, शुक्र है अभी मैंने जाना था कि मेरी आवाज ही नहीं गई पूरी स्ट्रीम में। Hi dear Ayan, here is yours. Thank God, Muslim bhai, you are back. Hi dear Scott, here is yours. Hello dear Ananya, here is your good name. अभी अभी अदीबा ने बोला है कि मैं आपकी आवाज़ नहीं सुन रही हूँ। मतलब अच्छा लैपटॉप से बात करें फिर ठीक है ना। ये तो बताओ कि आपकी वॉइस आ रही है लेकिन मैंने स्लो किया हुआ है या मैंने म्यूट किया हुआ है। मुझे लग रहा था मेरी वॉइस ही नहीं जा रही है। अभी मैं बेहोश होने लगी सुन के। Hi dear Kensley, here is your good name. Hi dear Mox, here is yours. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. What is your good name? Hey dear Mahi, here is yours. And लैपटॉप की वॉइस नहीं चली। ठीक है दीपा, कोई बात नहीं। Hey dear Angel, here is yours. Nayan. Hey dear Nayan, here is yours. Hi dear Jivika, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear Manahil, here is yours. Hi dear Jenny, here is yours. Hello dear Mihnaz, here is your good name. How are you? उसको ना आपके बारे में बस करो भाई, बस करो। आ जाती हैं, अभी आ जाती हैं। एलेक्स, here is yours. बोलो आपको मेंशन किया है इसी में। ये वाली करो भाई, ये वाली को करो, मैं इससे कमेंट्स पढ़ रही हूँ। Hi dear Udhiti, here is yours. Hi dear Bani, here is your good name. Hey dear Maggie, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Anaya, here is your beautiful name. Thank you for subscribing. Hi dear Yoshi, here is yours. Hello dear Ivan, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Lily, here is yours. इंस्टा पे मुझे टाइम नहीं मिल रहा होता पोस्ट करने का कुछ भी। Hi dear Gopal, here is yours. Hey dear Anu, here is your good name. Hello dear Namya, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear Aisha, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hey dear Zainab, Ikhlas. अच्छा एक मिनट। Here is yours. मौसम भाई देखा है कमेंट? Here is yours. थैंक गॉड आपने अभी पढ़ लिया, वरना वरना मोबाइल भी टूट जाता मेरा। इस वाले पे करो भाई, इस वाले पे मोहसिन भाई, इस वाले आईडी को ना मेंशन करके कोई भी करना, ठीक है? सो स्किप मी ब्लू टेम्परेरी बिकॉज आई वाना। हाँ मज़ा आएगा। दूँ? ठहरो, कमेंट कहाँ है आपका, पहले ढूंढती हूँ। ज़रूरत है मुझे लग रहा है ना? ज़्यादा सख्ती ना करना, ठीक है? Hello, dear Hamza. Here is yours. Hi, dear Alina. Here is your good name. Ah, yeah, only temporary. I know. You are so busy. Hi, dear Amrita. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear Abby. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Bilal. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ashby. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Tanya and Vinay, welcome back. Here is yours. How are you? दे दिया, तब फिर उनका इतना ज्यादा कमेंट किया क्या था भाई? ठहरो मैं देखती हूँ। कोई कमेंट ही नहीं था। मोमिन भाई क्या किया है ये? क्या लगता है आपको? आइकन Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screen. Let's see who is next. Ursulan. Hi, dear Ursulan. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ayushi. Here is your beautiful name. You're most welcome, dear Tanya. Here is yours. Hi, dear Asmat. Here is yours. Hello, dear Alicia. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Barira. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Fariha. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, welcome. Adiba, कल इस टाइम मिलेगा? हाय आपने कहा कह सकती ना करें। ये हाथ बोला खड़ा, आपने इतना ज़्यादा दे दिया। चलो कोई बात नहीं, खैर खैर। अदीबा की रिक्वेस्ट देखो एक दफ़ा। देखिए भाई, जिस क्वेश्चन का वेट कर रहे थे ना आंसर का, वो उसने अभी दे दिया। देख लो। Shal. Hi, dear Umar. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ahmad. Here is yours. How are you? Hey, dear. क्या नाम है आपका बताइए? मेरा नाम ये है। Hi, dear. अच्छा, सारी हाजी. Here is yours. Wants a screenshot. Just give her 1 minute. She is taking a screenshot. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. And there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. अदीबा बस करो। सिर्फ मैंने 5 Q&A पूछे थे, इसी बारे में डेल कर दिए। आपने घुमा के पूछने थे, आपने डायरेक्ट पूछे थे ना, इसीलिए भाई। Hey, dear honey, here is yours. Hello, dear Erwa, here is your good name. Hey, dear Andrea, here is yours. Hi, dear Saad, here is a good name. मोहसिन भाई वो बताना सिब्बा जी ने क्या रिप्लाई किया था जब आपने बोला था, तो उनसे कहें रिप्लाई था वो। Hey, dear Ayushi, here is your good name. How are you? Elena. Hey dear Elena, here is yours. Hi dear Faribi, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Anaya, here is yours. Hello dear Zohan, here is your beautiful name. किधर गया भाई? Hi dear Ayat, here is yours. Hello dear Taran, here is your good name. How are you? कहा कि आप कमेंट किया था, बाद में रिप्लाई नहीं आया। ओह अच्छा, हाँ पहले वाला मैंने पढ़ लिया था उनका, दूसरे वाला मैंने नहीं पढ़ा था, क्या कहा था उन्होंने। Here is yours। हाँ ये वाला फेवरेट इमोजी है मेरा, ये जो है, ये जो ये वाला। अच्छा वहाँ पे मेरा फ़ोन है इसलिए मैं ऐसे कर रही हूँ, ठीक है, ये ना समझना कि मैं पता नहीं क्या कर रही हूँ। अच्छा नेक्स्ट में नाम किसका है? अमारी। Hey dear अमारी, here is yours। पढ़ लिया होगा, हाँ हो सकता है ना पढ़ा हो, जो रिप्लाई नहीं किया उन्होंने। Hey dear Elisa, here is yours। Hey dear Abby, here is your good name। Hi dear Hazel, here is yours। You're most welcome dear। Hello dear Likhit, here is yours। How are you? Thank you so much। Hi dear Manahil, here is your good name। How are you? Okay dear, so you, उसने खुद कहा कि मुझे रिप्लाई नहीं देखा है, फिर कहा आदि। अच्छा बुलाने गए थे आप उनको, ठीक है। Hi dear Santosh, here is yours। Hello dear Arshia, here is your good name। How are you? Hello dear Dassy, here is yours। Hi dear Harsha, here is your good name। Hi dear Radifa, here is yours। How are you guys? Don't forget to double tap on your screens, and there is a subscribe button waiting for your finger press. Let me drink some water. Tron, hi! Don't do this. Oh, you're most welcome. What's a good name? AFT. Hey dear Yosam, here is yours। Hi dear CIF. Sif or Kif? Here is your, sorry if I mispronounce your name, man. Let's see who is next. Hi dear Farhan, here is yours। Hey dear Deepu, here is your good name। Okay, आगे से आपको कमेंट नहीं जा रहे, क्यों पता नहीं भाई, शायद कोई ग्लिच आ गया होगा। Hi dear Kavya, here is yours। I am the best ever, I am the most crucial and भाई ये क्या कर रहे हो, किसने लिखा है ये? Most ruthless moderator that ever been, there is no one जो मुसाफिर सा। मत करो मुझे भाई, आप कुछ मत करना, अच्छा मैं वापस ले लूँगी आपसे। मैं पता नहीं, शायद हो सकता है। Luna, hi dear Luna, here is yours। Hey dear Yahya, here is your good name। आप आज वापस ऑनलाइन आओगे या कल आओगे? मैं ऑनलाइन ही हूँ भाई, ये कैसा क्वेश्चन है? Hi dear Sufyan, here is yours। Hello dear Charan, here is your good name। How are you? Hi dear Saad, here is yours। Hey dear Besa, here is your good name। मोहन भाई कमेंट्स देखे थे आपने इनके? रिमूव करने पड़े थे बार बार। हाय नेट चला गया था आईडी। कौन सी? अजित। अजित मैंने लिख नहीं दिया क्या? मेरा राइटिंग पे फोकस आउट हो रहा है. Let me focus. Hi dear Ajit, here is yours. Hello dear Rishit, here is a good name. Hi dear Nagami, here is yours. Hello dear. Oh, chance. Arham, here is yours. How are you? Hi dear Iman, here is a good name. नहीं, आपके कमेंट्स नहीं आ रहे थे. बेशक जिससे मर्जी पूछ लो भाई. ये हमारे मॉडरेटर से पूछ लें आप. Hi dear Sarah, here is yours. मैंने आपके ये वाले कमेंट्स की बात नहीं की. Hi dear Vishal, मैंने वीडियो पे जो कमेंट थे उसकी की थी. ओह कितना कंफ्यूजिंग हो गया. चलो कोई बात नहीं. Focus, focus. Hi dear Sri, here is yours. क्या? Hi dear Shahad, here is your good name. Let me read, let me read. No, 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 no. Let me check. New ID is खो गई. अब मुझे मिल नहीं रही. तो फिर देखते हैं. Hi dear Jim, here is yours. Hi dear UG, here is your good name. Hello dear Fiza, here is yours. How are you? Yeah, oh हाँ हाँ मुझे भाई सही पकड़ा आपने. पूर्णिमा, here is yours. मत देना टाइम आउट. मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ अब. ठीक है. क्या? मेरे को भी आपकी टीम में ले लो प्लीज. अच्छा भाई. कौन सी टीम? Hey, what's up? I'm good, Sophie. Welcome back. Jin, I have to take a screenshot. Okay, dear Jin. Here is yours. Dear Sophie, welcome back. How are you doing today? Jin is taking screenshot. After this, I'm gonna write your beautiful name. Hashim. Hi, dear Hashim. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Thank you so much, dear. Lots of love. Hi, dear Sophie. Here is yours. Let me check the spelling. Is that clear? Yeah. Here is yours. Hey, dear Lincoln. How are you? Here is yours. Thank you. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Abdul Aziz. Here is yours. How are you? हाँ मुझे भी सेम. सेम मोजिम भाई. आपको पता तो चल रहा होगा ना रिमूव करने से. कमेंट्स रिमूव से पता चल रहा होगा आपको. वेलकम बैक हाजिर भाई. मैंने आपको सब्सक्राइब कर दिया है. प्लीज आयशा. ओके आयशा डियर. Here is yours. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here is your good name. Hi dear Advia. Advia है कि Adviba है? Advia. Oh wow, what a unique name you have, dear Advia. Here is yours. Hi, dear Mitanshi. Here is your good name. How are you? Hi, dear Rashid. Here is your good name. Walaikum assalam. Are you Turkish? No, I am not. Welcome back, dear Mahi. How are you? Here is your good name. मैंने आपका कमेंट देख लिया था वो इंस्टा वाला. मैं इंस्टा यूज़ नहीं करती हूँ डियर माही. पता तो क्या मैं हाइड करना चाहता हूँ जिस आईडी से भी. अमूल भाई वाले काम लग रहे हैं मुझे आपके. हाँ बहुत अच्छा. थैंक यू. आपकी की शॉपिंग हो गई? नहीं भाई अभी. मोहसिन भाई आप कब नीले हुए? लो. ओ कंग्रेचुलेशंस मोहसिन भाई. Hi dear Hafiz, here is yours. Hey dear Moxie, here is your good name. Hello dear Umut, here is yours. Hi dear Kumu, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear हारिस, अच्छा हारिस नाम है भाई, इतने इतने ज़्यादा प्लीज़ ना लिखो, एक दफ़ा कमेंट करो अपना प्यारा नाम। Hey dear Rosa, here is yours. Hi, एक मिनट ठहरो। NYAIRE, here is yours. अभी यार स्पेशल आपके लिए इंस्टा बनाया था, आज कोई बात नहीं था। कोई बात नहीं है, थैंक यू सो मच, आपने बनाया इंस्टा मेरे लिए। एमरो, मैंने आपको बताया था मैं इंस्टा पे इतना एक्टिव नहीं रहती, काफ़ी दिन हो जाते हैं मुझे इंस्टा खोले हुए भी, टाइम नहीं निकल पा रहा, मैनेज नहीं हो पा रहा इंस्टा। लैला, hi dear Lala, here is yours. Yeah, a bit dear Sophie. Hey dear Nikit, here is your good name. Okay, Didi, thank you so much, dear. Hi dear Claudia, here is yours. Hi dear Anna, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, huh? कोई बात नहीं, वो अच्छा यूज करती है। हाँ हाँ dear Mahi. Hey dear Abby, here is yours. Hey dear Camden, here is your good name. Alien, कैसे पता चला है आपको? Here is yours. Hi dear Diana, here is your good name. और संजय कुमार जी की एंट्री हुई है मुझे भाई। आज ऐसा लग रहा है कितनी देर बाद सारे रीयूनियन हो रहा है सबका, है ना? सारे ओल्डीज आ रहे हैं, खुशी पता नहीं क्यों हो रही है मुझे इतनी। Hi, here I here is yours. Have to go, sorry, bye. It's okay, dear. Take care. Enjoy your day. Stray Kids, why are you so sad? Maxima. Hi, dear Maxima. Here is yours. Ah, thank you so much. Thank you. This is for you, dear. Hi, dear Kishan. Here is your good name. This मैं इसको नोट कर रहा था पहले से ही, आपने भी यही सोचा कि आपको बताऊंगा, और नाराज भी आपसे। क्यों मेरे से क्यों नाराज हो रहे थे भाई? Just to finally do that super my friend needs screenshot. Here is yours. Hey, अब कभी आ रहा फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट टाइम मेरा। फर्स्ट कब से हो गया? पहली दफा आए हो कोई आप चीनी भाई, ऐसे मत बोलो प्लीज, मत बोलो ऐसे। आयशा है, Aisha is a lucky charm for this stream. Annie. Hi dear Annie, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear, my dear, thank you so much for joining. Take care. Hey dear Jenny, here is yours. Good night. Hi dear Ishanya, here is yours. Hi dear Diala, here is yours. How are you? Hey dear Hector, here is your good name. Here is yours. Z. Hi dear Anushka, here is your good name. How are you? माही एक मिनट, क्या बोला है? आप फिर क्या बोला? कोई प्लान नहीं है मेरा, सिर्फ उसको टाइम और देने का आप हक रखती हैं, मैं नहीं। बाय द वे मासी जी तुम हो, ढूंढो मासी जी को। है आप भी रख दो, because you are a temporary moderator. Hi dear Mustafa, here is yours. देखा ना, इग्नोर मार रही हो तो आने का क्या फायदा? कब मारा मैंने आपको इग्नोर? अभी आपने पहला कमेंट किया है तो मैंने आपका नाम लिख दिया है सबसे पहले, देखो, है ना चीनी भाई? फिर आप बोल रहे हो, ऐसे मत करो ना। Hi dear Ismail, here is yours. यार अभी फर्स्ट टाइम किसी को बोला क्या? Hi dear Anjum, here is yours. Hello dear Odai, here is your good name. आपका क्या नाम है? सुभाना। अब म्यूट करना पड़ेगा। Okay, so my voice is back, guys. Hi, Deepu. Hello, Trevor. Hey, hi, Ismail. Hey, Angel. How are you? Ismail, here is yours. हैं कब कहा है मौसम भाई? मैंने तो नहीं देखा यार, मैंने कहा था वो बात और है। माही ये क्या कह रहे हैं? क्लियर करो भाई। नीहा, माही क्या बोल रहे हैं ये अभी? सोफिया, नायरा, हाय डियर नायरा, here is yours. मौसम भाई, can you hear me? Hi dear Jillian, here is yours. Hello dear Luca, here is yours. हाजिर भाई, आपने मेरा एक भी रिप्लाई नहीं दिया, देखो। सीरियस क्या? क्या हो गया चीनी भाई? Hi dear Arsh, here is yours. Sis कहा कि मैं आप कैसे बताऊँ आपसे, मुझे नेट से का yes we can hear. अरे मुझे नहीं पता, मैंने वो वाला कमेंट नहीं देखा शायद। क्या लिखा है माही ने? मीरे, hi dear Mire, here is yours. Hello dear Deepu, here is your good name. Hi dear Rafa, here is yours. Hi dear Yunha, here is your good name. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. अबीर अबीर अभी भी मैंने लिखा था प्यारे भाई। ब्लूम, हाय डियर ब्लूम। अभी क्या कहा आपने? मैंने बोल दिया आपसे। जो मर्जी हो जाए हाजिर भाई, अब मैंने नहीं आपसे बोलना। मैंने आपको कितने साल पूछा है, मैंने आपको, आपने मेरा एक भी रिप्लाई नहीं किया। बेशक मोहसिन भाई से पूछ लो, वो गवाह हैं इस बात के। अमसाल, hi dear Amsal, here is yours. Hello dear Pedro, here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Azan, here is yours. Hello dear Rahul, here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hello dear Ukona. Oh wow, what a unique name you have. Here is yours. Okay, let me read. हम चाहते तो उससे आज इंटरेस्टिंग बातें करनी थी आपके हवाले से। मेरे हवाले से ही करना मजाक। कौन सी इंटरेस्टिंग बात करनी थी माफी जी से? जी हाँ जी, 10 बार आपको बुलाया, आप राजा हैं। देखा ना, इन्होंने रिप्लाई नहीं किया मेरा। थैंक यू भाई। Hey dear Saren, here is yours. देख लो, गवाह है मेरे पास। Hi dear Leah, here is a good name. He. ओहो, इतना बड़ा ई लिख दिया है मैंने। Here is yours. Hi dear Dhana, here is your good name. How are you? अभी कमेंट मिस कर दिया आपने, बहुत लंबा था। पहले देखें, मुझे लगता है वो आया ही नहीं है ना? आप ना ये वाली आईडी है ना, जो ये वाली आईडी, इससे मैंने अभी कमेंट किया है इशू, इसको मेंशन करके फिर कमेंट करो जो भी मुझे कहना है अगर आपने, ठीक है, ताकि मेरे से मिस ना हो। खदीजा जी, वालेकुम अस्सलाम। हाउ आर यू? चीनी भाई कहाँ चले गए हैं? एक मैसेज किया है, वो आया आया, अभी अभी आया। क्यों इतने दुखी हो भाई? हेलो डियर मीका, हियर इज योर्स। हाय डियर आजान, ओके आजान, यू मोस्ट वेलकम। अच्छा कह रहे हैं, था ही नहीं, जब आए हो तब भी मैंने आपको बोला इतना, हाजिर भाई कैसे हो, कितने दिनों बाद आए हो, इतने आपने रिप्लाई किया हाजिर भाई। मैं भी ठीक अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, गुड टू हियर। हाय डियर अहमद, हियर इज योर्स। Hey dear Nanza, here is your good name. How are you? Swati, how old are you? I have uploaded a Q&A video on my channel dear. If you wanna know about me, you can watch that video which is on the which is in the video section. Hi Nahi, welcome. इतने सारे हेलो हाय हाजिर भाई अब कभी कुछ मसालेदार बात करो करो एक मिनट बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है कमेंट कर भूमि हेयर इज योर्स एक मिनट मुझे फ़ोन हाथ में पकड़ लेने दो जरा क्या लिखा है if you wanna talk to host tag her spinning मुझे यहाँ से ढूंढना पड़ेगा आपका कमेंट रुको बोलो टैग दिस आईडी चलो रहने दो यही वाला कर देते हैं ठीक है मैं कब तक लाइव रहूँगी जब तक 200 लाइक्स नहीं हो जाते तब तक जल्दी जल्दी कराओ फटाफट फिर हम जाएं Hi dear Dave, here is yours. Hi dear Walaikum Assalam. Hey dear Samir, here is yours. Hi dear Sumera, here is your good name. How are you? Hello dear Maham, here is yours. Hello, dear Lisa. Here is your good name. Hi, dear Saki. Here is yours. Hi, dear Atif. Oh, you're most welcome, dear Atif. Good to hear. Hi, dear. Hello. क्या अरे अरे करने दो नहीं जाती चलो नहीं जाती Hey dear Slata, here is yours. Hi, मत करो. Dear Aurora, here is your good name. Hello, dear Goser, here is yours. किसका कमेंट है अभी यार बात तो सुने ना मेरी फिर आप कुछ सोचना ज़रूर प्लीज़ आंखें बंद करो लिखा को याद आएगा देखा फिर सोच के रिप्लाई करना किस बात का रिप्लाई है मुझे यही नहीं पता तो मैं क्या सोचूं किस बात का रिप्लाई माही डियर Hey dear Dana, here is yours. Hi dear Omas, here is your good name. 15 मिनट के बाद चल जाऊंगी मैं सोच अम्मू ने एक बार मुझे अपने है सच में कैसी थी वो नाम बताया था उन्होंने मुझे Hi dear Neha, here is yours. Hi Darshu, welcome back. Hey dear Matthias, here is yours. Your voice is so familiar, Api. तो अब मैं इस कमेंट से क्या समझूं बताओ हाय ठीक है मुझे लिखने दो भाई लिखने दो यार क्या नाम है आपका मुझे भाई कमेंट देखो क्या लिखा है Hey dear Deva, here is yours. Hello dear guys, we are stuck on 172. Can we make it 180 at least? Hi dear Samir, here is yours. Hi dear Vika, here is your good name. Hello dear Emma, here is yours. Hi dear Sam, here is yours. Hello dear yeah. Hey dear Hannah, here is your good name. Hey dear Jerson, here is yours. मुझे भाई ये क्या किया है? Hey dear Kiana, here is yours. Hello dear Daniel, here is your good name. उसको क्यों टाइम आउट दिया आपने? दारशु हमारी प्यारी सब्सक्राइबर है भाई. अरे अरे क्या कर रहे हो भाई? Hello dear Hassan, here is yours. Hi dear Alina, here is your good name. Uh, अच्छा 1 मिनट ठहरो, मुझे पढ़ने दो। ओह सॉरी, मैं समझा कि ओके फिर बात हो, कभी आप लाइव होगी तो ये जब लाइव आएगी अगेन इंस्टा तो आप यूज़ करती नहीं। मैं कहाँ पे मैसेज छोड़ा था, अच्छा अच्छा ये कह रही हूँ माही। माही आपको पता है मैं देख लो, आपने बोला कि 200 पे रुकवा दिए। क्यों रुकवाए हैं भाई, मैं फिर भी 5 मिनट में वैसे भी जा रही हूँ। बोलो आप करें, आपके बोलने से रुक गए हैं। हाय डियर दिलनूरा, हियर इज योर। मैंने खाना खाना, मुझे भूख लग गई अब, इसलिए अब ये वाला कमेंट मत करना, फिर लाइक मत करो वरना आप ही चली जाएगी, ठीक है ना। सुन लो, क्या नाम था आपका भाई, आपका नाम मुझे भूल गया है। अजान है ना। सिर्फ ग्रुप फोटो था वो, एक बचपन और दूसरा ये था कजन। अच्छा अच्छा फिर ठीक है। दिलनूरा, here is yours। भाई लोग, हाय डियर नहीं, here is your good name। मैं सीरियस होके लिखूंगी तो फिर है ना। अब मैं चलो सीरियस होके, let me focus। Hey dear Viv, here is yours। चलो फिर ठीक है। Hi dear Pranavi, here is your good name। अमर भाई नहीं आए हैं यहाँ अभी तक, देख लो। Hi dear Medina, here is yours। Hey dear Ria, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Sundas, here is yours. Welcome back, Tanya. Hi dear Ali, here is yours. Hi dear Avdan, here is yours. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hey dear Assie, here is yours. Hi dear Rahul, here is your good name. Ali Kazmi. Hey dear Zainab, here is yours. How are you? Hey there, welcome. Let's see who's next. Tanya. Welcome back, Tanya ji. Guys, double tap on your screens and don't forget to like and subscribe. है ना माही? देखो फिर। Oh, Lagan, welcome back. How are you? Hi, dear Falak. Here is your good name. You're most welcome. Hi, dear Alicia. Here is yours. नहीं हो रहे हैं भाई, जल्दी जल्दी करो ना। Priella. Hi, dear Priella. Here is yours. Hi, dear Rumesa. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, Donnie. Here is yours. Wenderson. Hi, welcome. क्या लिखा है दर्शु? साथ निभाना साथिया। वो वाला मीम किस किस में देखा हुआ है जिसमें वो बोलती है गोपी बहन, नहीं नहीं, कॉपी पेन सिर्फ अगर उसने कहा। हाँ ठीक है, नाम मत लो, बस मेंशन मत करो। मुझे भी बार बार डल करने पड़े थे भाई। Here is yours. Hi dear Shafi. Here is your good name. पहले वार्निंग देना ना, फिर करना, ठीक है। Hi dear Mastura. Here is yours. Hey dear fam. Here is yours. क्या मैं नहीं? Hello dear. I am turning 14 today. Oh, happy birthday, dear. What is your good name? Sazura. No, Saur. Oh, what is your good name? It's so hard to pronounce for me. You have such a unique name, dear. Alicia. Hi, dear Alicia. Here is yours. हाय कंगना, वेलकम बैक। कैसे हो आप? कौन है लेमिस? Here is yours. क्या अभी? कैन आई कॉल इशाल नॉट अभी? आपको लगेगा कि सारी नहीं नहीं कोई बात नहीं है। आप बोलो बोलो, इशाल बोलो, आप कोई बात नहीं, टोटली ओके। KRISTHIAN, here is yours. जी सच मैंने देखे वो वार्निंग तो मैं कमेंट में दे दूंगा। आई डायरेक्ट स्ट्रिक्ट, हाँ मस्त, मज़ा आएगा। रुको रुको, ठीक है ठीक है। ये कहाँ मिलेगा, मुझे बाय करना है क्या? वेलकम बैक। ना अभी ज़्यादा अच्छा लगता है वो ठीक है। अरे जो मर्जी बोल लो। हाय डियर सादिया, here is yours. Hi dear Vilan? Vilan. Oh, let me check. VALLIAN. Here is yours. Hi dear Riley. Riley, here is your good name. Hi dear Sophia, here is yours. Hello dear Angel, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear, स्पेलिंग गलत लिख दी है मैंने। क्या नाम है आपका बताओ, दोबारा बता दें आपका क्या नाम है? राइले तो मैंने ठीक लिखा था ना अभी अभी। किस किस स्पेलिंग मुझसे गलत हो गए हैं प्लीज़ दोबारा मुझे मेंशन करें। ये जो कमेंट पिन है ना, इसमें जो आईडी है उसको मेंशन करके बोलें ताकि मुझे दिखे। अरे वीलैन क्यों स्पैम कर रहे हो भाई? रोमेसा, hi dear Romesa, here is yours. Hey dear Arya, here is your good name. Hello dear Easy, here is yours. Hello dear Alia, here is your good name. वीलैन की स्पेलिंग गलत दिखी तो स्पैम कर, तो बस स्पैम मत करो, मुझे बोलो कि स्पेलिंग गलत दिखी है तो मैं दोबारा उसको ठीक कर दूंगी। स्पैम करोगे तो कौन सा मुझे पता चलेगा क्या स्पेलिंग है आपके? उल्टा मेरा दिमाग घूमने लग जाता है, एक ही कमेंट बार बार आता है तो। खासतौर पे पैराग्राफ में जब नाम आता है फिर कुछ दिखता नहीं ठीक से, तुम जो एक आंख से अंधे हो जाती हैं। Hi dear Gia, here is yours. Hello dear Ural, here is your good name. Hi dear Ariana, here is yours. How are you? Hello dear. Guys, double tap on your screens and don't forget to thank you so much. Forget to don't forget to press the subscribe button. Trevi. Hi dear Trevi, here is yours. Hello dear Sapna. ये क्या है? माइक, सच में मेरा माइक नहीं मिल रहा दूसरे वाला जो इस फोन के साथ कनेक्ट हो जाता है। मैंने क्योंकि एंगल दोबारा से चेंज हुआ है तो फिर मेरी वॉइस ठीक नहीं आ रही होती, इसलिए मैं सुबह से माइक ढूंढ रही हूँ, मिल नहीं रहा। शायद मैं कहीं रख के भूल गई हूँ। Hi dear Fudger, here is yours. Hello dear Dara, here is your good name. How are you? That was the first time somebody wrote my name. Ah dear cutie, here is yours. टेलीस्कोप है, सही भेजा है, मैं समझा कि गलती, अच्छा मैं ही अंधी हूँ इसका मतलब है। मुझे दूर से यही नज़र आया, सच में ग्लासेस के बावजूद देखो मेरी आंखें खराब हो रही हैं। Hey dear Alan, here is yours। मुझे लगा माइक है। Hi dear Swasti, here is your beautiful name. How are you? ऑनर का नाम क्या है? Leticia Ishal. here is yours. Guys, double tap on your screens, and now I am going to end this stream क्योंकि ओ मिल गया माइक. अरे वाह, कहाँ से ढूंढा है? ये होती हैं मम्मा, जब बच्चों को चीज़ नहीं मिलती है ना तो वही ढूंढ के लेके आती है. 50 दफ़ा दराज में देखा है, नहीं मिला, अब मिल गया है. थैंक यू. क्या मुझे लगता है सिर्फ मासी जी का. अच्छा, ठहरो मैं कनेक्ट करके देखती हूँ कि ये माइक कनेक्ट हुआ है कि नहीं. 1 मिनट. मुझे भाई कैसा लग रहा है कि अब मेरी वॉइस ज़्यादा क्लियर आ रही है पहले की निस्बत. हाय डियर मीशा, here is your good name. Hey dear Swasti, here is yours. Hi dear Hale, here is yours. Hi dear Liam, here is your good name. Hello, yes, thank you. Um, Yogesh. Hello dear Yogesh, here is yours. Let me fix the mic. Okay. Yes, its quality looks better than phone mic. ये वाला कनेक्ट नहीं होता इससे, वो दूसरे फ़ोन में होता है, वो उसका टाइप सी का चार्जर है. Hey dear Adriel, here is yours. Hi dear Isha, here is your good name. Hello dear Ivana, here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. Let's see who is next. Journey for you. Hi Johnny, here is yours. Hey dear Henry, here is your good name. And stream is lagging. एडवांस हो गई. नहीं, वो दूसरे वाला कनेक्ट नहीं होता ना. अच्छा है, इट्स लाइक या. मैं जो भी आहिस्ता में भी बोलूँगी वो भी सही समझ आएगा. ध्यान से बोलना पड़ेगा. Hi dear Raya, here is your. Guys, we are stuck on 184. Can we make it 190 at least? And stream is lagging bad. So sorry for this. Aliana. Hello dear Aliana, here is your good name. How are you? Hi dear Stabby. Your stream is lagging. It is a sign to end the stream. तो फिर मैं मेरे भी हेडफोन्स हैं जिनमें भी आहिस्ता बोले सुनूंगा. आप बहुत तेज हो भाई, इसलिए आपको जो भी मैं आहिस्ता से भी बोलती हूँ समझ आ जाता है मोहसिन भाई, है ना. Hi dear Rose, here is yours. Hello dear Sophia, here is your good name. अच्छा, हम ना 85 84 के ऊपर ही घूम रहे हैं, तो अब वैसे भी स्ट्रीम लैग कर रही है तो हम चलते हैं फिर, ठीक है. वॉइस पे कट कट के आ रही है ना मेरा फेवरेट. अच्छा चलो ठीक है. Let's see who is the last name for this stream. Casson. Hi dear Casson, here is yours. Hello dear Rose, thank you so much for subscribing dear. Here is yours. Hi dear Darshini, here is. जल्दी है ये, नहीं हम अपने टाइम पे ही जा रहे हैं भाई. हाजिक. Here is yours. Guys, don't forget to double tap on your screens. And now it's time to end this stream. And looking for the last name for this stream, which is JANNA. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing. Anmol. here is your इसके बाद भाई don't forget Lisa is done now. अच्छा चले Lisa is the last name for this stream. Maybe Kemani is the last name for this stream, or maybe uh, Stevana or Ala. Let's write Stevana and Ala. एक दिन आपको Okay, guys, now it's time to end the stream. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing. Aisha, Afsha, welcome. So it's infinity chain of last name. Yeah, never gonna end. Okay, guys, thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for subscribing. Lots of love. Bye bye. Good night. Sweet dreams. Bye. Thank you so much.